Hi, my name is Doug Mueller. We're going to continue in our video series to how to connect and disconnect the equipment. In this particular video, we're going to switch from the small animal side to the large animal side, and we're going to show you how quick and easy that is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the breathing circuit off of the small animal side and kind of get it out of our way. And the next thing I want to show you is there's only two connections that have to be moved, and we have an orange connector here on the left side of the PBA, which goes then over to the right side of the absorber. Just snaps right in there just like that. And then our other connection is on the back right here. It's the blue connector, so everything's color coded, and it plugs into the bottom box exhalation, where it says exhalation. And we have just switched over from the one side to the other. This other part in the back here is for the scavenger, but we don't have anything hooked up on that right now, but this is your scavenger hookup. Okay. All right, so we're going to turn the flow rate up on this to our maximum amount available at the time right now. We're going to put this up to about 1.7. I'm going to turn this down to 8. I'll show you all the controls on this in another video. But for now, we're going to fill up the bellows. Of course, we already have our breathing circuit hooked up to our patient line. I'm going to increase the flow control here, and that will make sure that our bellows is all the way up to the top. I'm going to actually turn this back off because I want to show you something that, about checking to make sure there's no leaks on the large animal side. And so we're going to open up this pop-off valve and allow the bellows to drop a couple liters. Okay, then we're going to shut that off. Okay, and now I'm going to take a look at the bellows. And what we want to do is make sure that this bellows is staying up in place. It's not dropping. The flow control is not on to keep it up, so if it was leaking, this would be dropping down. And I'll give you an example of it dropping down would be something like this. I'll take the breathing circuit hose off, and there it goes. That would mean you have a big leak. But as you can see, when it's all connected up, it staying right where it should be. The biggest leak you would want on here is 1.5 liters per minute. We like to keep it under 1 liter per minute. It's much smaller than that. There's almost no leak, so we're in good shape. So I'm going to fill it back up. Turn the flow control up to about 3 or 4. And I just have these settings that I'm kind of familiar with, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on. And at these settings, it's delivering to the animal about 13 or 14 liters. And so as this bellows is going down, you notice our patient bellows is going up. So when the patient exhales over there, that's inhaling. When it exhales, this one comes back up. Of course, since we're using the same control box, there is also a safety feature on here that if we lost power, the alarm would go off. Okay, now we've lost power. But we want to keep the ventilator going, so turn it to standby. The sound goes off, but then you can continue to ventilate your animal. You just press this manual button and you can still ventilate your animal to the same you were before. It takes a little bit more attention to detail to make sure that you're still ventilating the animal the right amount. But you'll still be able to continue to do it as long as needed until the power is restored. once the power is restored, the machine will continue to ventilate. The next thing I wanted to show you is what happens if you begin to lose air. So it's important before you start a surgery to check your tanks, but just in case that didn't happen, or your air supply, and you started losing air and there wasn't sufficient amount of air to run the machine, it will warn you that there's a low gas pressure light will come on. I'm going to go turn it down and you're going to see this, and you're going to hear it go off as well. So you can see the low gas light flashing and hear the alarm. And you can turn that off. The low gas light will continue to flash until the air is restored. I'm going to do that first. That light should go out, signifying that you now have the pressure you're supposed to have, and you can turn it back on and continue to ventilate. So that's the basic function, everything's set up. On the next video, we'll talk about how to adjust the controls. And that's it. Thank you.